Good evening. I promised that we would take a journey across the nation together. We would never shy away from bringing you the most difficult and challenging stories impacting our country. That's why I went back to Los Angeles this week to cover a story threatening law and order and the safety of the residents there. From shootings to fires to widespread drug use, the homeless crisis is endangering locals. And while recent reports claim the situation has been resolved, our investigation tells us a much different story. Watch. In recent weeks, there has been an effort by some city officials to downplay the dangers these homeless encampments present to local communities. That was demonstrated clearly in a recent statement by LA City Councilman Mike Bonin, where he said, "I can't accept the idea that there is an inextricable link between crime and homelessness." Sadly, nothing could be farther from the truth. This was the scene Monday morning outside the Venice Public Library, a place where children are encouraged to take out books and community gatherings are supposed to be commonplace. But instead, the present-day Venice, it cannot be denied that public safety and public health crisis is raging.
So when I dug a little deeper, I realized that it was the drugs, it was the addictions that caused these individuals to come and fall out of society and became homeless.
And what was the drug of choice? You said that
meth and fentanyl. These two drugs is killing society, man. And then they end up in tents out here. At nighttime, when these tents was out here, it was almost like a zombie community. Everybody is in a whole nother dimension of time.
Venice Beach, California, an iconic tourist destination, is now being described by local residents as a zombie community. Not only residents are concerned, but Christopher, who owns a local apartment complex, has had a front row seat to the chaos that has been unfolding. Christopher, you own all of this, yet it was inundated with tents and crime, and what did you think about that?
I was shocked by the state of Venice as a result of the pandemic and the fall in tourism.
I get videos from home, little cams that people have from the business of things being set on fire and all that. Is that still happening?
Yes, it's happening. A couple weeks ago that happened because some people on the boardwalk were cold. They're just pockets of issues and problems.
It's because of dangerous situations like this, the entire landscape of Venice has changed. What is happening at the Venice Library, where you have folks that are staging, there are more tents there, families feel like that they can't have their kids there?
It's heartbreaking, and there's different encampments that pop up different areas, and so it's difficult to address. And here where the Los Angeles Police Department has jurisdiction, they lost their entire group of homeless outreach officers. They're gone. So they don't have that. So they were defunded, they're cut. So here in the LA Sheriff's, we have what's called our host team, but LAPD does not have their homeless team anymore.
It's clear police in this embattled area now feel that they are the ones who are handcuffed and residents have had enough.
Children should be able to leave school and come to the library and get work done. They should not be amongst the open drug violent location in areas like this.
What are the leaders doing, the elected officials?
Putting tents up and supporting the concept of having people here.
They're helping put the tents up.
Yes. And I don't think that these are the types of places where encampments should be pushed and supported.
Crime in this neighborhood has skyrocketed and is up 177%. And tragically, there has been a 162% increase in cases of assault with a deadly weapon involving a homeless person. Your council person, does he return your calls?
No. And he does not show up to meetings. He hasn't been to a VNC meeting. He hasn't met with the neighbors. Councilmember
Bonner, who, as we told you, claims there is no proof that these homeless encampments are a danger to the community, won't even answer the calls from his constituents. Do you feel safe?
No. We've had them already go into properties. If you go into the next door app, look at all the people complaining. Somebody robbed me today. A friend of mine that went into their car. They already got into our cars.
Your council person, has he sat down and met with you
He doesn't want to. If you want to call his office, they know where our calls are coming from because they know who we are. They won't answer whatsoever. My understanding is that one person got shot here the day before yesterday, but at night you hear the guns go off.
You hear him all the time?
Oh, yeah. Bah, 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 bah.
Why do you keep speaking out?
Because my fence was set on fire, I'm on fire this time. Because nobody's going to run me out, nobody's going to kick me out, and I'm going to fight back.
In our investigation, we found that the mainstream media has helped push the narrative that homeless problem in Venice has been resolved. As recently as August, the Los Angeles Times reported the encampments had been cleared. But in reality, these volatile encampments just seem to be relocating.
Now you see this is the newest encampment. So we're here at the Venice Library. There's been 45 tents. It's grown from 3 tents just about 3 to 4 weeks ago. And so what we see is that these solutions, they're expensive and they're inefficient. And so all that happens is that we spend money to house people, but it's like a whack-a-mole effect where the problem pops up elsewhere and we're just shifting people around the city. I don't feel safe as a female. In Los Angeles, if you're a female, your politicians, they don't care about you.
Soledad, a concerned local citizen who lives nearby, shared with us the aftermath of Monday's shooting outside the library.
A few days ago, we had a shooting. Police came out. They found that there were 2 men. They were from Colorado. They were out on felony charges. They were awaiting trial. The men had ghost guns. The point is we have criminals hiding out under the homeless because what they see is that California is this haven where California elected officials, Mayor Garcetti, is just opening up his hands with welcome arms that any criminal can come here.
Sean, another concerned citizen, shared in Soledad's concerns.
It's unfortunate that Los Angeles has chosen Venice to be a containment zone.
What do you mean by it's a containment zone?
Well, we're 3 miles and we have over 2,000 homeless people. And they come, my anger comes from, they're not people from Los Angeles and they're not people from Venice. They're people from the entire country.
It's true.
The word has gotten out that if you're a criminal or you're a drug addict, come to Venice. The police will leave you alone. Plenty of drugs, easy to get, and easy to rob the neighbors to feed your addiction.
Wow. In other words, Venice is a safe haven for criminals. The red carpet has been rolled out for drug addicts. I don't care what they tell you. That is not compassion. Unfortunately, neighborhoods all over are facing these same challenges. By the way, our team of producers reached out to LA Council member Bonin, LA Mayor Garcetti, and California Governor Newsom. None of the 3 individuals on your screen had the time or the courage to respond to us with a comment. Maybe they think this crime crisis is just a joke. The mainstream media certainly does. Let's take a look at what left-wing liberal John Oliver once said when I first shined light on the homeless crisis in America. Watch.
A guy's walking around here with a machete threatening people.
It started with box cutters as a weapon. Now sadly, we joke that we're the machete capital of Texas.
Okay, hold on. I'm not saying that someone walking around with a machete isn't scary, but you are making an outlier seem like the norm there.
John, the volatile situation I witnessed and what my crew experienced this week in Venice is not a fake story. It's not some punchline.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.